The courtroom had already
What is the
decided the
current
truth
status of
before a
Operation
single
Falcon?
verdict was spoken.
We are awaiting
Every
final
skeptical
authorization,
glance
General.
landed on
Everything is
Captain Emma
prepared.
Carter like another weight pressing against her shoulders. Her voice had trembled only once as she recounted the mission that had cost innocent lives and destroyed her military career. The judge leaned back, unconvinced, preparing to dismiss her testimony as nothing more than an emotional attempt to rewrite history. Emma lowered her eyes, believing this would be the day her last hope disappeared forever. She thought no one was coming. She was wrong. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The courtroom felt strangely smaller with every passing second. Dust floated through narrow beams of sunlight, and the silence between each heartbeat seemed louder than the voices themselves. Emma remembered the freezing mountain pass, where everything had gone wrong. She had refused an order because civilians were still trapped inside a collapsing village. That single decision had saved dozens of families, but afterward, someone higher in command blamed her for delaying the operation. Decorations vanished. Promotions disappeared. Friends stopped answering her calls. Today was supposed to be the final chapter. The judge gathered his papers. Then the courtroom doors opened. Every head turned at once. A decorated four-star general stepped inside, his medals catching the afternoon light. Conversations stopped in an instant. Even the court officers straightened their posture without thinking. Nobody had expected General William Harrison to appear. The judge frowned politely, surprised by the interruption. "I apologize," the general said calmly, "but this court is about to make a terrible mistake." The room froze. Emma stared in disbelief. Years had passed since she had seen him. During the mission, he had been commanding another division hundreds of miles away. She couldn't imagine why he was here now. Then he placed a weathered military folder on the evidence table. Inside were satellite reports, encrypted communications, and operational logs that had never been released. The whispers grew louder. The documents revealed something no one in that courtroom had ever known. Emma had never disobeyed military duty. She had followed an emergency authorization personally approved through a classified chain of command after intelligence confirmed civilians remained inside the danger zone. Those records had later disappeared when senior officials needed someone to blame for the failed operation. The judge slowly removed his glasses. For the first time that day, doubt shifted away from Emma. But the general wasn't finished. His voice became quieter, carrying even greater weight. "I ordered those files hidden." The courtroom erupted into stunned murmurs. Emma couldn't breathe. Years earlier, Harrison had accepted political pressure to protect the reputation of the command. He convinced himself the truth would eventually surface. Instead, an innocent officer paid the price while he climbed higher through the ranks. Every medal on his chest had become heavier because of that decision. "I've carried that failure every day," he admitted. "Today, I came to carry it no longer." Silence returned. Not because people had nothing to say, because they finally understood what courage really looked like. The judge carefully reviewed every document. Each page dismantled the accusations piece by piece. When the ruling finally came, the words echoed through the courtroom with unmistakable finality. Captain Emma Carter was fully exonerated. For a moment, nobody moved. Then someone began clapping. Another joined. Soon the entire courtroom stood together, applause rolling like distant thunder. Emma's hands shook as tears filled her eyes. They weren't tears of victory alone. They were tears for the years stolen, the friendships lost, and the family who never stopped believing her when the world refused to listen. General Harrison approached quietly. "I'm sorry," he said. Emma looked at the man who had once failed her. Forgiveness wasn't easy, but neither was carrying bitterness forever. She nodded, not because the past could be erased, but because the future deserved something better than endless regret. As they walked out beneath the bright afternoon sky, reporters chased headlines, spectators shared emotional embraces, and one forgotten soldier stepped back into the light with her honor restored. Because justice delayed is not justice denied, if enough brave people finally choose the truth. And sometimes the door that seems to close forever is only waiting for the courage of one person willing to open it again. If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever seen someone finally receive the justice they deserved after years of waiting? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join this community, where stories of courage, hope, and second chances remind us that the truth is always worth fighting for. And remember, your next favorite story is only one video away.